Think about it for a moment. Was it when you landed that big promotion or when you ran your first marathon? Those are great achievements, no doubt. But what about the smaller wins in your life? The ones that often slip by unnoticed? You see, we live in a world that's always pushing us to aim for the stars. It's all about big goals, major milestones, and life-changing moments. Don't get me wrong, those are important. But this constant focus on the big stuff can leave us feeling overwhelmed and discouraged. We start to overlook the small steps we take every day, the little victories that actually pave the way to those bigger achievements. This pressure to achieve major milestones can take a toll on us. We might feel like we're not making progress fast enough, or that our efforts aren't worthwhile unless they result in something huge. This mindset can lead to stress, anxiety, and a sense of never being good enough. It's a cycle that can really wear us down and make us lose sight of how far we've actually come. But here's the thing. Every big win is made up of countless small wins. Those daily efforts, those tiny improvements, those moments when you choose to keep going even when it's tough, they all matter. They're the building blocks of your success story. And that's what we're going to talk about today, the importance of celebrating small wins on your path. So, what exactly are these small wins we're talking about? Well, they're the little victories you achieve as you work towards your goals. They're the daily habits you maintain, the small improvements you make, and the minor obstacles you overcome. These are the things that might not seem impressive on their own, but when you add them up over time, they create real, lasting change. Small wins play a crucial role in personal growth. They're like fuel for your motivation engine. Each time you acknowledge a small win, you're giving yourself a little boost of confidence and encouragement. You're telling yourself, hey, I'm making progress, I'm moving in the right direction. This positive reinforcement can be incredibly powerful. Now, you might be wondering, is there any science behind this, or is it just feel-good talk? Well, let me tell you, there's solid research backing up the power of small wins. It all comes down to how our brains work. When we achieve something, even something small, our brains release a chemical called dopamine. This is often called the feel-good neurotransmitter because it makes us feel happy and satisfied. This little burst of dopamine does more than just make us feel good in the moment. It actually motivates us to keep going. It's like our brain's way of saying, that felt nice, let's do more of that. This dopamine release creates a positive feedback loop. We achieve something small, we feel good, and that feeling motivates us to take on the next challenge. It's a cycle that builds momentum over time. Think of it like rolling a snowball down a hill. At first, the snowball is small and moves slowly, but as it rolls, it picks up more snow and starts moving faster. That's what celebrating small wins does for your progress. Research on goal setting and achievement also supports the importance of small wins. Studies have shown that people who break big goals down into smaller, manageable tasks are more likely to succeed. Why? Because those small tasks provide frequent opportunities for achievement and positive reinforcement. Each completed task is a win, and each win pushes you forward. Now that we understand why small wins are so important, let's talk about the different types of small wins you might encounter on your path. Remember, these wins can show up in any area of your life. In your daily habits and routines, a small win might be sticking to your morning workout for a week straight or consistently making your bed every day. These might seem trivial, but they're actually building your self-discipline and creating positive habits. When it comes to personal growth, small wins could be things like reading a chapter of a book every day, practicing meditation for 5 minutes, or learning a new word in a foreign language. These are all steps towards expanding your knowledge and skills. In your professional life, Small wins might look like finishing a challenging task at work, receiving positive feedback from a colleague, or learning a new skill that could help you in your career. These wins contribute to your overall professional development and can lead to bigger opportunities down the line. Even in your relationships, you can find small wins. Maybe you had a meaningful conversation with a friend, resolved a minor conflict peacefully, or remembered to call your parents. These actions strengthen your connections and improve your interpersonal skills. The key is to start recognizing these small wins in your own life. But how do you do that? Well, it starts with changing your perspective. Instead of always looking ahead to the next big goal, take time to look back and acknowledge how far you've come. One effective way to do this is by keeping a wins journal or log. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you accomplished, no matter how small they might seem. This practice helps you develop a habit of noticing and appreciating your progress. Another tip is to reframe setbacks as learning opportunities. Maybe you didn't achieve exactly what you set out to do, but what did you learn from the experience? What skills did you develop? Sometimes, the lessons we learn from our challenges are wins in themselves. It's also helpful to break down your bigger goals into smaller, measurable steps. This way, you can celebrate each step as a win, rather than waiting until you've reached the final destination to feel a sense of achievement. Once you start identifying your small wins, the next step is to celebrate them. Now, we're not talking about throwing a party every time you check an item off your to-do list, although if that's your style, go for it. Celebration can be as simple as taking a moment to acknowledge your achievement and feel good about it. You might want to create a personal reward system. For example, after completing a week of daily workouts, you could treat yourself to a relaxing bath or your favorite movie. The key is to choose rewards that are meaningful to you and reinforce the positive behavior. Sharing your successes with others can also be a great way to celebrate. This could mean telling a friend about your achievement, posting about it on social media, or discussing it in a support group. Not only does this allow you to celebrate, but it can also inspire others and create a supportive community around your goals. Now let's talk about the ripple effect of celebrating small wins. When you start acknowledging and celebrating your progress, you'll likely notice some positive changes in your overall well-being. First off, you'll probably see an increase in your confidence and self-esteem. As you recognize your abilities to achieve goals and overcome challenges, you'll start to believe in yourself more. This self-belief can spill over into other areas of your life, making you more willing to take on new challenges and push yourself further. Celebrating small wins also improves your resilience and perseverance. When you acknowledge the small steps you're taking, it becomes easier to keep going even when things get tough. You'll have concrete evidence of your progress to look back on, which can be incredibly motivating during difficult times. Moreover, this practice can lead to a more positive outlook on life in general. When you're regularly noticing and appreciating the good things, even small ones, it can shift your focus away from negativity and towards positivity. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or challenges, but rather maintaining a balanced perspective that includes recognition of your progress and achievements. Of course, developing this habit of celebrating small wins isn't always easy. There are obstacles you might face along the way. One common challenge is self-doubt or imposter syndrome. You might find yourself thinking, "This win is too small to celebrate," or "I don't deserve to feel proud of this." These thoughts can be particularly common if you're used to setting high standards for yourself. To overcome this, try to be as objective as possible. Would you consider it a win if a friend accomplished the same thing? If so, then it's worth celebrating for yourself too. Remember, the point isn't to compare your wins to others or to some arbitrary standard. The point is to acknowledge your own progress on your own path. Another obstacle might be external criticism or lack of support. Maybe the people around you don't understand why you're making a big deal out of what they see as small accomplishments. In these situations, it's important to remember that this practice is for you. You don't need anyone else's validation to celebrate your own progress. Sometimes, the biggest challenge can be staying motivated during plateaus. There might be periods where you feel like you're not making any progress at all. During these times, your wins journal can be incredibly helpful. Look back at all the small wins you've accumulated over time. They're proof that you're capable of making progress even when it doesn't feel like it at the moment. As you work on overcoming these obstacles, you'll start to develop what we might call a small wins mindset. This is a way of thinking that focuses on progress rather than perfection, that values the journey as much as the destination. Developing this mindset involves shifting your focus from outcomes to progress. Instead of only feeling satisfied when you reach a big goal, you learn to appreciate the steps you're taking to get there. It's about recognizing that every bit of effort you put in is valuable, regardless of the immediate result. This mindset also involves developing gratitude for the process of growth and learning. Each small win is an opportunity to be thankful for your abilities, for the opportunities you have, and for your own perseverance. This gratitude can be a powerful motivator and can significantly improve your overall happiness and satisfaction. Building a supportive community is another important aspect of the small wins mindset. Surround yourself with people who understand and support your goals. Share your wins with them and celebrate their wins in return. This mutual support can create a positive environment that encourages continued growth and progress. Now, you might be wondering how all of this plays out in real life. While we won't go into specific personal stories, it's worth noting that many successful people attribute their achievements to consistently acknowledging and building upon small wins. From entrepreneurs who built multi-million-dollar companies from scratch, to athletes who became world champions, to artists who created masterpieces, they all started with small steps and small victories. The common thread in these success stories is persistence and positivity. By celebrating small wins, these individuals were able to maintain their motivation, build their confidence, and keep pushing forward even in the face of setbacks and challenges. They understood that big achievements are built on a foundation of countless small victories. So, how can you start applying this in your own life? Here are some practical steps you can take right away. 1. Start a daily wins log. At the end of each day, write down 3 things you accomplished, no matter how small. 2. Break down your big goals into smaller, measurable steps. Celebrate each step as you complete it. 3. Create a personal reward system for your achievements. Make sure the rewards are meaningful to you and reinforce positive behavior. 4. Share your wins with others. This could be with friends, family, or even on social media. 5. Practice reframing setbacks as learning opportunities. Ask yourself what you gained from the experience. 6. Take time to reflect on your progress regularly. Look back at your wins log and appreciate how far you've come. 7. Be patient with yourself. Remember that progress isn't always linear, and every step forward counts. 8. Surround yourself with supportive people who understand and encourage your goals. Remember, the key is to start small. You don't need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Begin by simply noticing and acknowledging one small win each day. As you practice this, it will become more natural, and you'll start to see more and more wins in your life. Let's recap the main points we've covered. We've talked about why celebrating small wins is so important, how it boosts your motivation, builds your confidence, and creates positive momentum in your life. We've discussed the science behind it, including how it affects your brain chemistry and reinforces positive behaviors. We've explored different types of small wins you might encounter in various areas of your life, from daily habits to personal growth to professional development. We've also talked about how to identify these wins, how to celebrate them, and how to overcome obstacles you might face in the process. Most importantly, we've discussed how developing a small wins mindset can transform your approach to goals and personal growth. By focusing on progress rather than perfection, by appreciating the journey as much as the destination, you set yourself up for long-term success and satisfaction. So as you go forward from here, I encourage you to start valuing your progress, no matter how small it might seem. Every step forward is a victory. Every lesson learned is an achievement. You are growing, learning, and improving every single day. And now, I'll leave you with this thought. What small win will you celebrate today? Remember, your path is unique, and every step you take on it is worth acknowledging. Keep moving forward, keep celebrating, and watch how those small wins add up to big changes in your life. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of the power of small wins. I hope you found it helpful and inspiring. Now go out there and start celebrating your progress.